ago.
This house was falling apart, and I mean, I don't know if it was falling apart, but it was in a pretty dilapidated state, and they must have been asking a lot for it because it was for sale forever. And about a year and a half ago, somebody finally bought it, and they were slowly but steady doing work over it for about a year, and it's freaking gorgeous now. They did a hell of a job. Just in my shot, you fucker. So they moved in. They didn't flip it. It looked closer to that one. Well, no, I guess it's supposed to look that way. I apologize. Oh yeah, you're not going near fast enough, fucker. 28, 11, 9, 17. Sorry, too many birthdays in my head. Mix of hers and my youngest, and dare you ask a dad on the spot. Thank you, sweetie. Appreciate it. You too. Holy shit, what we got going on here, boys? Just trucks in the middle of the freaking parking lot. Oh, that kind. Oh, that kind terrible. Oh, dick. Just driving off of curves. You're a fox. Alright, that's why I'm in a Suburban and not a Supra. If I did in the Supra, I'd be pissed, right? That's what this baby's made for. She's made for to jump into curbies. Oh, dick. Had to get fucking crushed it, Rudy. Crushed it, Rudy did. Boys, apologize for the readjustment there. Look at the old, we got the old double semi tech. Is that, oh no, it's a golf cart tech. Oh dick. Oh dick, loaded golf cart tech. Yeah, they freaking did. Yeah, they freaking, oh, got some little green ones hiding in the bunch. Couple of little green ones. How you doing? How you doing, golfies? Oh dick. 34, they all got numbers on them. 38, oh dick. Probably got about fucking, hell, there must have been a shitload. There might have been 50 on there, 100, who knows? That's a lot of golfies. Son of a dick, I thought it was a double semi-tech, but no, no. No, no. 1 million golf carts. Can you see the clouds, boys? Holy shit. Can you even sant them at the freaking windshield? At the windscreen? At the wind, they call it something weird in England. And they don't call it a windshield, I think they call it a windscreen. That's not what it is. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. I seem to remember Top Gear though, they call it something else. Turn on the other camera and I'll show you the little hidden house. Show you a little hidden house. The dude clearly, I mean, you see that he comes here often enough. You see that there's, I would think you'd be able to see that there's clearly tire tracks. I mean, you see the path obviously, but there's fresh tracks through there. He comes and goes regularly. He owns a golf course, inherited a bunch of money. His parents died, I guess, but then never had built this fucking monstrosity. But I guess it's just basically a shell. All right, so it's just a shell basically. It's got no power lines going to it, so no services. Probably didn't dig a well yet. Either way, there's no electricity to run it. So yeah, he inherited the golf course and he built this monstrosity and never had the money to finish it. And we live in a tiny small town, and I mean, I don't know what he makes off the golf course, but it probably just barely enough to survive and run the golf course itself. But I would love to go in there and explore. But as you can see, or as I showed you, he definitely comes in here often enough that, hell, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if he slept in there some nights. A little camp out style, I doubt it, but supposedly it has a little house in town or maybe on the golf course. I forget what my wife said, but yeah, pretty cool. There's a couple of these around here. I'll show you another one later, another video. All right, so it's just a shell basically. It's got no It's got no power lines going to it, so no services. Probably didn't dig a well yet. Either way, there's no electricity to run it. So yeah, he inherited the golf course and he built this monstrosity and never had the money to finish it. And we live in a tiny small town, and I don't know what he makes off the golf course, but it probably just barely enough to survive and run the golf course itself. But I would love to go in there and explore. But as you can see, or as I showed you, he definitely comes in here often enough that, hell, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if he slept in there some nights. A little camp out style, I doubt it, but supposedly it has a little house in town or maybe on the golf course. I forget what my wife said, but yeah, pretty cool. There's a couple of these around here. I'll show you another one later, another video. So, oh, they're totally building in the barn over there. I had to film that. I typically run about 3 to 5 days behind on my videos. In other words, when you see my videos, they typically were made 3 to 5 days previous to the time posted. So today, but not today when you see the video, Elon Musk, it was actually yesterday probably, or sometime recently, sometime in the past few days I should say, but I saw it today, that Elon Musk basically said, you know, I think he said like in 10 years X percentage, maybe 20%, I mean maybe, excuse me, maybe 90%, I think he said, of cars on the road will be electric. And he said 20, and then they, you know, I was on a news show, it says some morning news or something, so they're just blipping statements. And then another statement he made was something about there'll be lots of autonomy. I don't know if he was talking about, I'm assuming he was talking about through factories, manufacturing and whatnot. In 20 years it'll be the majority autonomous, and that cars won't have steering wheels. You know, and they'll be basically completely so maybe he was just talking about the autonomy of self-driving vehicles, but nonetheless, that very likely will be the case in 20 years. Think about how far we've gone in the last 20. But it sure would be easier to make YouTubes and film if I didn't have to freaking drive. I could just tell it where to go. Of course, that right there leaves, like, how do you do that? Like, that means you got a GPS every fucking trip? Like, if you're not controlling anything, and you just get in the car, like, I mean, how do you go on a random, like, drive? You still got to, I mean, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, oh, you got a road coming up. You can go left or right. Please choose a direction. Is that what it's going to be? Probably. Probably. Okay, back inside. Enough humidity for one day. Fuck's sakes. Frig snacks. Bag of Fritos. Bunch of grapes. You had enough sun, buddy? Had enough sun, probably? Yeah, you frickin' did. Enough sun. Gotta clean the table, boys. Shit, nobody's still bought my Shaps, or my Muddy Box, or my old ass TV, or my original brake lights from my '97 Suburban. They still work. One of them works completely. The other one just needs the little electronic circuit board, but those are pretty cheap. Fuck's sakes. And this was for sale, but I don't think I'm gonna sell it. I think I'm gonna wait till I get my my big shed built and put it out there. I don't know. Why am I talking? I thought I might attempt to show you some of my editing process here. And how contrived it is. I don't know, is that the right word? How fucking boring and monotonous. Alright, so my Handycam, my purple one, right? Like the one on my head records an MP4, the one you're seeing through right now. But this one doesn't. This one records in a few different formats, but in the high quality, I record in the highest I can, and it's M2TS, so I don't know what that is, but so basically, if I try to edit, and I have my Movie Maker, which is just, you know, it's free software, right? I don't even think they make it anymore, but you know, I haven't put any money in this channel. I don't make any money, so I mean, I can't, you know, my money goes to my bills, right? So if I try to manipulate this video in this video editor, it takes, well, I mean, I'll show you real quick. So, well, no, I won't, because it'll take forever to process, unless it won't. Oh, is that the one I just did? That's the one I just did. This is called Thinks It's Gonna Make It. Thinks It's Gonna Make It. Okay, yeah, so I already converted this one. So, since I already converted it, it doesn't have to read it. But if I put in a fresh one like this, see, it's got to see a little timer? It's got to process it. So it's got to process it. Now this is a short video, so it won't take long, but still. I'm going to stop this. Guess I don't have to stop it since it's gone, maybe. Anyway, so that's got to process. I put it in, it processes. And if it doesn't do it, because it's processed, but it's still M2TS. So if I do something like, I'll drag it out here and say I want to play it. Oh, Dick, you're getting a big preview of some videos coming up, boys. Actually, that's a lie. This will be one I already made. Okay, so we'll split it. Say we're going to split it right there. So we're going to split it. Well, now see how I lost all the picture? And I can't do anything. Like, I can't play it. I can't... Well, it's a short video, so I mean, it's literally it's a 32-second video. So this is not the best example, but typically I have several minute videos at the least. So even a 5-minute video, like that process to read this and for me to be able to then move the cursor and the desired point of the play of the video, or manipulate it in any way, shape, form, or fashion, basically, I would have had to wait basically 60 seconds to a minute. Well, just imagine on an average 4 to 6 hours of video that I compress to anywhere between 3 and 30 minutes. I mean, that's a lot of work, and that's a lot of watching video and splitting and cutting out. You can't just, you know, there's no way to forego that process. That is the process. So yeah, it's ridiculous, boys. Anyway, just a little bit of insight into how long, you know, just the agony. So basically I take every one of these MT2Ss, I convert them to MP4, and then once I get them all converted to MP4, then I'll put them in here. They have to process and read again. No, they don't. My new MP4s. Basically, if it's been in the editor before in any format, it doesn't have to process it again. For some reason, it remembers like some basic stuff in there or something. But so my MP4s that recorded off the one you're seeing through, though, I will have to. Well, I don't even check to see if this is recording. I hope it is, and I hope it's you seeing what I'm saying. I don't even see if it was pointed in the right direction. So, wow, I'm a goof. Maybe I should start taking the Alpha Brain since the old lady quit that kind. But so yeah, if the ones that I've processing from M2TS, excuse me, into MP4 won't have to be processed again over here. But my new MP4s that came off of this cam, or excuse me, came off the cam you're seeing through, will, because I haven't processed those yet. So then I'll take all these plus the remainder of the ones I still have to process. Like this will be one video, and this is like anywhere between 30-second, and some of them are like. Some of the videos are like an hour worth of recording, right? So I'll put them all over here, organize them in the correct order, and then I'll start to watch them, and then cut out all the irrelevant stuff or the stuff that I think is stupid or whatever, or won't, you know, isn't interesting. I mean, not that any of my videos are interesting, but I try to save the most interesting stuff, the most potentially appealing stuff, and that's a long process. So anyway, it's a little bit of insight. So, you know, I always read comments on other people's channels I watch that, you know, I know how hard they work to produce this content, because I'm producing shit content and they're actually producing good stuff. And oh, you don't have a job. No, it is a job. It's a job. I mean, I spend at least 4 hours a day, every single day, in front of the computer, editing. And that's not even all the video time. You know, that's not even all the camera work, all the setup, all the, oh, Dick, I forgot my camera. Let me go get this, or let me move the tripod for a different shot. Whatever the case may be, it's a lot of work involved. All right, now you know. Hope that filmed.